Welcome to the Daily Business and Finance Show. September jobs growth surges, unemployment stays low, Tesla cuts model prices after delivery miss, Exxon nears $60 billion Pioneer Natural acquisition, Wall Street Journal update. NASDAQ, S&P, Dow rebound on strong payroll figures, U.S. Treasury yield soar. Pioneer Natural Resources shares rise 10% on Exxon deal report. UAW secures battery manufacturing commitment from GM, AT&T, Verizon slip on ex-dividend as FCC urged to address digital divide. Stay tuned after the short ad break for more details on these headlines. In September, U.S. non-farm payrolls rose by 336,000, surpassing expectations of 160,000 and up from the previous month's 227,000. The unemployment rate held steady at 3.8%. This robust report suggests a potential interest rate increase by the Federal Reserve, leading to a decline in stock futures and an uptick in bond yields. Wage growth showed slight moderation, while sectors such as leisure and hospitality experienced notable job gains. The Fed will closely monitor inflation data next week with the release of producer price and consumer price indexes for September.
Tesla has announced a price reduction for its Model 3 and Model Y vehicles in the United States. The aim is to stimulate sales following lower-than-expected Q3 deliveries. The long-range and performance versions of the Model Y have seen a $2,000 decrease in price, now starting at $48,490 and $52,490 respectively. This adjustment comes after Tesla introduced an updated version of the Model Y in China. Prior to Friday's market opening, Tesla's stock price experienced a 1.5% drop. The company is scheduled to report its Q3 earnings on October 18th.
ExxonMobil is said to be nearing the acquisition of Pioneer Natural Resources in a deal valued at approximately $60 billion. This potential transaction would mark Exxon's largest since its purchase of Mobil back in 1999. If negotiations progress smoothly, the deal could be finalized within the next few days. Prior to market opening, Pioneer Natural saw an increase of 8.7% in pre-market trading, while Exxon experienced a decline of 2.9%. This development follows preliminary discussions between Exxon and Pioneer, as well as other companies, regarding a potential collaboration within the shale industry.
Major market averages rallied higher on Friday after receiving positive payrolls figures. The Nasdaq Composite closed 1.6% higher, the S&P 500 advanced by 1.1%, and the Dow finished on top with a gain of 0.8%. For the week, the Nasdaq ended up by 1.6% and the S&P 500 picked up 0.4%, while the Dow finished lower by 0.3%. Most sectors concluded trading higher, except for consumer staples, which ended in the red. U.S. Treasury yields rose initially but tapered back later in the day. The September jobs report showed strong numbers, surpassing expectations and potentially putting a rate hike back on the table for November.
U.S. Treasury yields experienced a significant surge following a better-than-anticipated jobs report. The 2-year yield rose to 5.11%, while the 10-year yield climbed to 4.84%. September's job growth of 336K surpassed expectations, resulting in notable increases in yields across different timeframes. The U.S. 10Y is now approaching its highest level since August 2007. Investors interested in monitoring changes in Treasury yields and prices can keep an eye on various exchange-traded funds focused on Treasuries.
ExxonMobil is said to be in advanced discussions for the acquisition of Pioneer Natural Resources, with the deal estimated to be valued at approximately $60 billion. This move would establish Exxon as the leading producer in the Permian Basin, as it gains valuable acreage adjacent to its existing fields. Currently, Pioneer holds the position of largest operator in the Permian, while Exxon ranks fifth. The rationale behind this consolidation lies in potential benefits derived from economies of scale. To finance this transaction, Exxon is expected to rely primarily on equity due to its high cost of debt. Furthermore, other producers operating in the Permian Basin are also experiencing an increase in stock prices amid speculation that they may become takeover targets.
United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain and General Motors have reached an agreement that extends coverage for workers in electric battery factories under the UAW's master agreement. This important deal prevents a potential strike expansion at a GM SUV factory located in Texas. In addition to this, GM has agreed to implement a significant 23% wage increase, surpassing offers made by Ford Motor and Stellantis. While electric vehicles still represent a relatively small portion of sales for Detroit's major automakers, there is an increasing focus on transitioning to EVs. However, this shift raises concerns among union members due to the fact that EVs require fewer parts, potentially jeopardizing future job security.
AT&T and Verizon, two major communication services companies, saw a decline in their stocks on their ex-dividend date. This was expected as they traded ex-dividend for upcoming payouts. However, both companies are also facing potential government pressure regarding broadband coverage inequality. The National Telecommunications and Information Administration is urging the Federal Communications Commission to implement stronger rules against digital discrimination. AT&T and Verizon are pushing back against these proposals, advocating for policies that promote private investment instead.
Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Business and Finance Show. Wishing you success and prosperity until we meet again. Stay informed, stay inspired. I'm Montgomery Jones.
And I'm Amalia Dupre. It's been a pleasure until we meet again tomorrow.
This content is sourced from the Seeking Alpha website, so support our podcast by becoming a Seeking Alpha Premium subscriber. See the show notes page for links to sign up. This episode is produced by Classic Studios. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com.